Hi, it's Karen Boyle from Back in Black Bookkeeping again, talking to the lovely John Kirk from Small Business Assistance Guide. And if you missed our first couple of videos, we were previously just talking about different ways that good record keeping, good bookkeeping can help your business. John, being a former ATO auditor, knows a bit about this, so it's a good man to talk to. So, John.
Yeah, well, probably it's good to talk to me now. A lot of people didn't want to talk to me before. Yeah. Now, what we spoke about before, obviously, were the penalties associated with not keeping your books correctly.
Yeah.
But I think that for this video, we were going to be talking about how good bookkeeping can actually boost your business.
Yeah. Okay. So the positives about how it can help your business. So,
sure.
Can you tell me a little bit about how good bookkeeping can help with your cash flow, your business? If you're in small business, cash flow is king. Without cash flow, it really does cripple how you sort of operate day to day.
Yeah, that's quite right. And a lot of businesses don't last the distance simply because the cash flow problem becomes too much for them.
Exactly.
The idea when you're keeping your records is to be also able on a month-to-month basis to check your cash flow to make sure that you're always in positive wherever possible. The thing is, when you do your forecasting, you forecast a year, 2 years, 3 years ahead. When you're doing your record keeping, your cash flow tells you whether you're actually on course or whether you've got a little bit of a problem, and you can fix it much earlier than a person who sits down and looks at it every 12 months.
Exactly, yeah. So rather than sort of sitting 12 months down the track and looking at what went wrong, you're sort of sitting there being proactive in saying, well, how can we change this now to make it go right by the end of the 12 months?
Correct.
Yeah.
And you've also got a situation where if you've kept your records looking really good and kept them the way they should be kept, when you come to get your accounts done at the end of the year, when you go to see your accountant, when your bookkeeper comes along at the end of the month, it isn't going to cost you as much.
Exactly.
Because they're not going to have to put in hour after hour after hour reconstructing things if you've done it right.
Exactly. Oh, very good. Okay. So now I just want to have a bit of a talk about finance and getting finance for your business. What are the banks going to be looking for?
Well, obviously good records. If you go along to the bank and you say, look, I'm looking at a major growth phase. I've got to buy some more vehicles. I'm thinking of buying some premises and things like that. The bank's going to say to you, well, okay, what sort of collateral have you got? We've noticed cash comes into your account, but it comes in it sort of comes in, then it goes out, comes in and goes out.
It's very sporadic, and it's,
So what we need to have a look at, what the bank needs to have a look at are two things, really. They need to have a look at how you've kept your records over that period of time and how your cash flow is operating. And they also need to have a look at what your forecasts are for the next 12 months or 2 years or whatever, so they can base whatever their decision is on something which is tangible. Because one thing that the banks will not do, especially in this day and age, they will not just throw money away like they have done in the past.
Definitely not. No.
I was speaking with somebody from a bank the other day and also a finance broker the other day. The days of no doc loans are gone.
Yeah.
So if you're thinking of that, forget it.
Fair enough. Okay. Now, let's talk about growing your business, John.
Yep.
If you're growing your business, how can good bookkeeping help you and your accountant grow your business?
Well, there's a couple of ways that it can help. For instance, as I said, if you're not using the shoebox method and you're keeping really good records, the accountant at a glance can see where your business is coming from and where it actually is now. So if you've got big plans and you want to go along to the bank and you want to borrow some money, you run them past your accountant first and say, look, I've got all these figures here. Will these match up when I go along to the bank? Because the last thing that you want when you walk into the bank is to drop something on the bank manager's desk and they look at it and laugh. You don't want
That's not a nice feeling, no.
No. But also with accountants, let's face it, they've got a hard job at times during the year. And one thing they do not like to have is a lot of clients who make their job hard. They like clients to walk in and say, this is what I've got. And they also like clients to ask questions. To say, okay, now that I've done this, what should I do now? Okay. make your accountant and your bookkeeper part of your business.
Exactly.
That's the way you've got to do it.
Yeah. So your accountant can then sort of look at your figures and say, well, this is how we can improve your income, percentage-wise, growth sort of areas for your business, or whether you should be reducing your expenses, or maybe even sometimes increasing your expenses. Well, maybe if you buy this asset, or for whatever reason, and this will increase the income, and all this will offset, and it'll all be beautiful.
Yeah.
And your business will boom.
It certainly can help. And also, apart from that, your accountant will sometimes, if you're asking questions, your accountant will sometimes come up with ways that you hadn't thought
of. Exactly.
That you hadn't thought about, and the accountant probably wasn't going to mention it until you asked the question.
Exactly, yeah. So
Okay.
it's sort of a prompt to help you out.
It's not that the accountant didn't want to, it's just that the accountant hadn't thought about it until you brought it up.
Yeah.
Okay, so you need to know that. Make the accountant part of your business. Yeah. You don't need to have them there 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. But whenever you've got a question or a project or an idea that you think is going to work, get on the phone, speak with your accountant.
Exactly.
Make the appointment, go and have a talk with them.
Very good. Good advice, John. Thanks.